Esteemed audience, they say if you cannot put your thoughts on ice, then you should not enter into the heat of the debate.
Indeed. So welcome to the show where the fire burns hottest. This is the Great Debaters Contest, Western Region. I am your host, Esperancia Kapanga.
And I am Chris Boru. The bone of contention between our intellectual teams today is politicizing unemployment is the main reason for its sluggish rate of change.
In the proposition, we have the ladies from St. Teresas Eregi High School, also known as the Regis.
Or the ultimate queens as they call themselves. And in the opposition, we have Lusengeli School. Proposal number 1, you have 3 minutes to make your submissions.
A needle can kill an elephant, not because the needle is as huge as the elephant, but simply because the needle is superior to the elephant in some ways. I want you to imagine that you've gone through the whole system of education, right from elementary school to the point of graduating from the university. But after your graduation, do not get employed anywhere. I also want you to imagine living in a society where everyone wakes up in the morning, goes to work, comes back in the evening, paid and contented. It is so fulfilling to wake up to society with minimal percentages of diseases, poverty, and ignorance. This is quite an achievement because most dreams would have been fulfilled and hence a happy society. Now, back to our motion of today. Politicizing unemployment is the main reason for its sluggish rate of change. I bet you're all asking ourselves, what is this politicizing unemployment? Well, according to HarperCollins publishers, politicizing is to make something or someone political or more involved in conscious of political matters. Unemployment, according to www.wikipedia.org, is a situation in which able-bodied people are looking for jobs but cannot find one. But according to me, I believe unemployment is a situation in which people with ability and disabilities and both have skills are out there looking for jobs but cannot find any. Sluggish is, according to Advanced Learners Dictionary, 9th edition, is moving or reacting or working in a way that is more slowly than normal. The types of unemployment, there's seasonal unemployment like farmers, there's frictional unemployment, and there are also types of employment where there are white-collar jobs for maybe teachers and blue-collar jobs for casual workers. My general understanding of the motion is that the sluggish rate of change in an economy is caused by unemployment, which is influenced by politics or by politicians. This drives me to our first point, empty promises. According to Dimitri Nicholson, who is the executive director of the Youth Challenge Guyana, once stated that in every political party's manifesto and during campaigns, politicians profess that they'll be the ones to bring about change and reduce on issues like unemployment, which is in line with SDG number 8, decent work and economic growth. It's everyone's hope that once elected, the politicians are supposed to fulfill their promises. But did you know that in the world, 185.9 million people lack employment? This is equivalent to 6.2% of the labor force. This information was extracted from Guyana Chronicles, the nation's paper, and was published on the 22nd of May, 2019, all the way from Eregi Girls High School. I am Khatenja Beverly. I rest my case.
First proposer, you have 3 minutes to make your statement.
Honorable judges, ladies and gentlemen, I'm Omboi Virginia from Lusengeli School. Indeed, it is not true that politicizing unemployment is the main reason for its sluggish rate of change. I agree with my sisters here that it may be a reason, one of the very minor reasons, but not the main reason. First, I'd like to define the term so that we may understand the topic even much better. According to Oxford Dictionary, unemployment is a situation in which one lacks a job opportunity but has the required qualifications. And according to the same dictionary, to politicize is to make something or someone political or giving it a political face. Therefore, it follows that politicizing unemployment is making unemployment look political or trying to give it a political face. Ladies and gentlemen, our side seeks to prove to everyone seated here today that there are so many reasons that have led to this sluggish change of unemployment in our country, Kenya, but not politicizing it. On to my first point. We need to accept the fact that no government in this planet Earth is in the capacity to create job opportunities for all or its growing workforce. Even if economies are micromanaged, believe me, the position for a government to create employment for everyone, it won't be possible because negative global events will impact employment projections. We can see in the rise of crude oil and unforeseen market force due to innovations that have caused disruptions that have eroded the ability to generate employment. On to my second point, these poor management practices. Kenya does not lack good economic plans. We agree on that. What it is lacking is proper implementations. News in Kenya are not complete without hearing that funds have disappeared in what would have been genuine projects. Just imagine how many jobs would have been created if Galana Kulalu project would have been completed. It's sad. Thank you.
Second proposer, you have 3 minutes for cross-examination.
Vote for me, vote for change. Vote for me, vote for employment. Vote for me, vote for industrial growth. Vote for me, vote for development. Ladies and gentlemen, I bet these are not new sentiments unto your ears, for these are the same remarks that we hear our politicians saying each after during campaigning seasons in our various countries. But come to think of this, do these politicians fulfill their promises to us? Do they honor these promises to us? And if your answer is a yes, then according to www.https.wikipedia.com, it says that 40% of the leaders that we elect are only the ones who fulfill their promises to us. And according to me, I realize that these politicians have known that our greatest insufficiency is the employment. They use this employment as a tool during their campaigning season. They get our votes, step into leadership positions, and after that, they fail to check from where they came from. This is why Aoko Sophie, all the way from the Regis, Eregi Girls High School, is in full proposition of this motion, which states politicizing unemployment is the main reason for its sluggish rate of change. To my dear sisters, you say that the government cannot actually create jobs for all its citizens. But what is the work of the government to its citizens? I'd like to ask you that too. And to my first point, to begin with my first point, in line with SDG number 9, which is industry, innovation, and infrastructure, politicians disrupt this goal through forced evictions. I rest my case.
Second opposer, you have 3 minutes for rebuttal.
Honorable judges, ladies and gentlemen, before you is Mbane Prudence from Lusengeli School. I wish to tell my friend here that how do you expect the government to provide jobs even if to those people who are not qualified? To my point, I wish to oppose the motion by saying that politicizing unemployment is not the main reason for its sluggish rate of change. Kenya is a very wonderful country. We are not disagreeing that politicizing unemployment is an issue. But you say that it is the main, which is not true. There are so many reasons which we can say that they are the main reasons for our country not having people who are employed. And the first reason I will tell you is there is a mismatch between our education system and labor markets. whereby you find that the rate of which young people find jobs depends on how prepared the labor market is ready to receive them. In Kenya, over 100 students who start primary school, only 68 students are able to finish, and only 6 students are able to continue with their education to university level and tertiary colleges in order to acquire that skills which may be used in job markets. Therefore, this issue of politics should not be addressed now. We should look at the main cause of this. Now, there are no politics. What is the cause of unemployment? Why is it not that Kenya will have unemployment at this time when there are no politics? Second, we have corruption. My fellow Kenyans, you understand me well when I mean corruption. Corruption has been the major thing in Kenya which is affecting us. It is an abuse of public office for only private gain. Corruption has made our economy to go down, and it has created poverty among our lives. In the labor market today, whom you know and how much you pay to that person gives you a chance for you to acquire a job. If not, there is nothing you can get like a job. It was Mbone Prudence. Thank you.
The proposers have been asked, since they have already identified the problem that is plaguing the rate of change of unemployment, how do they suggest we come up with solutions for this problem? The opposers have been asked, what is the main reason, if not politicizing unemployment, for its sluggish rate of change? Proposer number 3, you have 3 minutes to respond.
The politicians are the ones who create the laws in the parliament. The politicians have the power to emphasize that we lack employment in our country. So, take an example. If I am a politician, I go to the parliament and say, my area is unemployed. I need this amount of money to create job employments to my people. I'm given the money, and I, as a politician, I'm loyal enough. Go use that money to create employment. And now, that's to answer your question on how employment can be solved. Now that you reminded me, the politician, after being given money, he squanders it. Tell me, is that not slowing down the rate of unemployment? Surely, I'm being given money to go and create employment to my own people, the people who chose me, yet I decide to use it in my own way. That is slowing down the rate of unemployment. And now, the way my opponents just stated it clearly, corruption. Who are the number one people in the corruption? The politicians. Actually, they are leading in this corruption that our opponents are claiming it is the major source of unemployment in the country. And to my first point, government policy. The government, in conjunction with the revenue authority, are the ones that post the rate tax. So, take an example. I want to invest in a country, and that country is taxing me at a higher rate, and there is this country that is taxing me at a lower rate. Where will I go? To this country that is taxing me at a lower rate. And remember, I'm taking employment to that country. And now, coming to Kenya, according to taxsummaries.pwwwc.com, it states that Kenyan companies are taxed at 30%. Surely, I am a Kenyan. I want to invest in my own country. I'm being taxed at 30%. I want to create employment in my own country. I'm taxed at 30%. Reality, surely. Is this working? And coming to South Africa, according to https://www.brandsouthafrica.com, South Africa value added tax on foreign investment is at 14%. So I'll decide to drop the Kenyan 30% and go and invest in the South African 30%. I'm Omulo Wilma from Eregi Girls. I rest my case.
Proposer, you have 3 minutes to respond.
Now, thank you very much, my sister. You've just agreed with us that corruption is a reason for the sluggish rate of change, just as my fellow friend has said. Now, ladies and gentlemen, Lusengeli presents Ngode Claire, and there are some reasons that I believe are the reasons for the sluggish rate of change. Number one reason, the agricultural sector has been neglected. I can see, judges, you are eating food. That food is a product of agriculture. Someone was employed to process that food. You see, that is how agriculture is able to create job opportunities. I love chapati. Chapati comes from wheat. Wheat comes from wheat flour. Chapati comes from wheat flour, and wheat flour is a product of agriculture. Someone was employed in an industry to process that wheat. You see how agriculture is able to create job opportunities. Most of analysts have also argued that 90% of Kenyans get their daily income from agriculture. Many analysts have also argued that there is a strong relationship between the neglect of agriculture and the high rate of unemployment in the country. Number two, we need to change our job-seeking mindset. Our teacher used YouTube to train us for this debaters contest. And we saw our dear Esperanza Kapanga performing on YouTube. And now she's employed by the great debaters contest. It is because of her talent and her hard work that she got this job, but not politics. We need to change our mindset. We need to change from that of job seeking to job creating. We need to change from writing CVs to writing great business plans. We need to change from thinking like a villager to thinking regional, to thinking globally. Most African tales explain the hyena as very ugly animal. But you see, it attracts tourists, and Kenya earns revenue from that. So what, us like Kenyans, we think hyenas are really ugly, but they attract tourists and we earn from it. So please change your mindset. And someone also asked that if we say that politicizing unemployment is not the main reason, then I will give you some other reasons for the sluggish rate of change. My dear sister also talked about the mismatch between our education sector and the labor market. And she also talked about corruption. Thank you very much.
Proposition, you have 1 minute for a final submission.
I have a pen, a complete biro pen. I'm asked to write a whole full scap of words. I believe I'm going to take time in writing those words. And now I'm given a pen without the outer tube. Tell me, is this not going to slow down the rate at which I'll be writing in this paper? Because I'll be consuming more time compared to when I would have used a complete pen. And so, politicians, they have the power to create the employment. They are the ones who speak for us in the parliament. They can say we are lacking employment in our areas. They are the ones who can advise fellow leaders to create employment. But what do our politicians do? Come into the reality. Indeed, they go and speak for us. But then, Do they deliver what they have been told to deliver? No. I'm Umulo Welma from Eregi Girls. I rest my case.
Opposition, you have 1 minute for a final submission.
I like to correct my sister here. You should use your challenge as your stepping stone and stop using lame excuses. This generation must realize that we're living on the boundary of revolution. Just like those who saw the dawn of industrial and agricultural revolution, we who are living in this unique moment of history must learn to embrace ICT. Use this platform not just to update your Facebook pages, but to close the gap of knowledge and create employment. Thank you.
We want to commend the debaters for having done their part. Now, these are the comments. Generally, the interpretation was scanty. And I want us to note the fact that we are talking about politicizing unemployment. We expected the proposition side to give us the situations, instances, and the results, unemployment, and go down to the facts to show that after that political move, it affected employment, and as a result, it's a cause of the sluggish rate of change in the very pursuit for employment places. Number two, I also expected the other side, that is Lusengeli School, to do something to deal with the fact that, no, it is not the main reason, but there is another, which they tried to do because they mentioned corruption and amongst others as a source of the same. Therefore, I would have wished that you could have done something more than what you did. In general, I want to say that you've done your best, and may that very best team win.
For the results of this debate, very narrow difference. St. Teresa Eregi Girls High School, the judges awarded you 66.1%. Let's give them a round of applause. Lusengeli Girls Secondary School, the judges awarded you 66.3%, making you the winners of this debate. Congratulations to both schools. Thank you for your performance in this debate.
Esteemed audience, thank you for staying tuned to watch Kenya's #1 debate platform. It gets better debate after debate. I've been your host, Chris Boru.
And I am Esperanza Kapanga. Stay tuned for the next episode.